J360 TV.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J360 MiniBytes here on J360 Radio, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is up? Well, welcome to another MiniBytes here. We're about to start the week off pretty fresh. I know it's been crazy. After all, we're doing the alternative schedule this week, which means every day has kind of gone up, but there's still no shows on Saturday, and you still have, like, PowerPlay happening on Sunday. But we'll get into that in a little bit. I hope you all been doing pretty good for your week as far as I'm concerned. Speaking of which, one of my mics have fell down, so I'm testing it out for the show tonight. So if I sound kind of, warped, that'll be the reason why. And if I do, let me know about it so I can go ahead and work on getting this whole thing fixed up. But as per usual, though, it's good to be back here behind the mic for another week. And what a week it has been. See, unlike those production weeks that have taken up all of February, I kind of had to do like a minuscule one, so to speak. I had to kind of work on something else in addition to like getting the PowerPlay all organized the way I'd like to. And speaking of which, of the PowerPlay, episode 21 must be cursed because I tried to work on it for that day and the mic levels weren't any good. Like everything that was a mess was a mess. So it just wasn't good for you guys. That one clip that I showed you pretty much was the best part of that whole episode because everything else was pretty scratchy to listen to. So I'm working on the levels regarding that right now, but that has nothing to do with Project Conference. Speaking of Project Conference, though, let me just say this right quick. What the hell do some of y'all think you're doing? Why of all people do you think you can pull a fast one on? You think you can pull a fast one on me? Do you know that one way or another, like, I already got you pegged and beat before you enter that room? It's like, think about this, right? It's an interview series. How in the hell is an interview series complicated? Well, apparently when people have outlandish requests and they always go a little further than they need to. We've already talked about what a broken deal was on the J-Man show last time, right? Now, for some reason, one of the people that are lined up to be on Project Conference doesn't understand like how J360 Productions work. So they were nice enough to talk about should they have their side recorded. I remember somebody else thinking this nonsense. Well, let me tell you. It says J360 Productions, damn it! What the hell make you think that we don't have the whole thing covered? You're gonna be fine. The only thing you need to do is show up and be there at the event. Everything else is already described in a layout. You are accommodated to the T. It's almost like you're going to a nice little resort, if you will. But if you find ways to go ahead and mess your package up, that's when things get complicated. Alright? I think some people think I'm doing a documentary on them, and if I was, that would be cool as hell, but while we're on the subject, that's not happening right now. Project Conference is supposed to be about you, the interviewee. It's supposed to be about the things that you like, but the more and more I see it, I'm starting to see more investigative journalism rather than, like, presenting who you are. And you already make yourself look bad. I mean, I already had to deal with people who, in the progress of getting an interview set up, fall apart because things didn't go their way. It's like, hey, welcome to the real world. Which, some of you crazy so-and-sos out here really need to get off your high horse about and just understand this. When it's business, it's business. It needs to be done. If you are out here acting like a complete ass, you're going to be told about it. And it's going to be to the point where I'm just going to reject your proposal for an interview. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I gave you guys a press release about how things work regarding Project Conference. And yes, while that needs to go up on the J360productions.com site, I also know this. I know like quite a lot of people did not read it. Because here's the thing. I think I had somebody requesting me for different days in April, was it? And the only day that I had that mattered would be either the 24th or the 25th. This fool goes ahead and asks me, do you have anything open in the early parts of April, like on, Monday or Friday? Pause. In the press release, it clearly states that I don't do interviews on Fridays. So I know you didn't read the crap. So I went ahead and I said, nah, 24th is all you get. So whenever I get something back for that, we'll see what happens. And as much as I like to dive in this thing, confidentiality is important. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you that bad, but I'm also not going to give you free press. Screw that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or like when somebody goes that far to ask me, oh, should we record our side? Why don't you let me do my damn job and stop worrying about it? I've done many interviews. I've had an interview spot on the Hangouts, but I wanted to go into videos again. But here's the thing, I've also done a documentary, and I had it exhibited at a state institution along with winning an award for it. I think I pretty much know what the hell I'm doing. Matter of fact, it's all set. Just shut up, embrace the fact that you signed up, and follow through. That's all there is to it. I think it's a lot about people not following through. That's got to stop too. I seen the Facebook post where it's like, you know, they say you shouldn't burn your bridges, but burn that damn bridge and all. And then it's the funny part where it's like, yeah, you should go ahead and be on your own. Do all your own things. That's the cutest crap I've ever heard in my life. Let me just say this. Nobody does anything without help. Okay? Nobody. And in the real world of things, it's like this. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I know a lot of y'all want to be seen like, you know, that you're up here, that you're top level, that you're all this other stuff. Or, you know, you want things to extenuate and stroke your ego. But I'm the guy that punches you in the gut and says, hey, welcome to reality. That's the guy I was put on earth to be. That's the guy I play as. That's the guy that I live by. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like this, you know, your fans and your friends, or your fake friends anyway, they're the ones that'll follow through and say that everything you do is right. I'm that one friend that looks at you and say, no, you've screwed this up. You know what I mean? If I was your publicist, I'd have to find a way to make you look clean and stuff like that. And you then did some stupid stuff, you know, on New Year's or St. Patty's night where you were all S-faced and being like, I'm looking really good, ain't I, Jay? And I'll be like, nah, stupid, you're not. And the truth is, it's like, guess what? I'm not trying to be abusive or all that kind of stuff, but you got to really redefine what the hell these things are, because nowadays, people don't want to be responsible. People want to be free. They want to utilize freedom of speech, but you're not free of consequence. When you do something that is wrong and it's coming back for you in a way that you can't comprehend, and it happens to you, you deserve every bit of it. Whether you're male, female, or whatever. Consequence is about the most equal thing on earth. Unless it's being distributed disproportionately. You know? Like I say, one way or another, if you do something really wrong, get your fans. The J360 fans are fine. They always grow, and they're always going to be. There's people that come, there's people that go. But the truth is that I'm not going to hold any sort of rage against them, or I'm not going to go ahead and be like, oh man, I feel as though I deserve blah, 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 blah. All of us feel as though we deserve better, don't we? All of us feel a certain way about things. You know? Just like I put some writings up on Instagram the other day, but do you know the backstory behind those? Do you know the backstory behind those? I don't think you do. See, what it was is that somebody asked me about my ex-girlfriend not too long ago, and I'm all sitting here thinking this. I'm like, why am I having this conversation about this girl? It doesn't matter. She's not here anymore. Now, the girl that I'm looking into, on the other hand, now she's battling things, and she's not around as much. So, you know, at the end of the day, what am I supposed to do? Sit there and twiddle my thumbs? No. I have to keep going. I have to keep running the pack that I do have. You know, it's kind of like, say, like the Soda Crew is kind of quiet for some reason. I don't know what the hell it is, but once again, I can't sit there and wait. I got to keep going. You know? That's all I can do. Y'all can catch up with me at that moment, but here's the thing. Can you catch up at that point? Because I'm going to get a whole lot of things done. I probably won't even know your name at that point. Though I will. I know a face when I see one. And I know a real asshole, too. It's insane with me these days, you know? With me and the things that I see. Like, I see a lot of broken people. I must attract broken people all over the place. Whereas, like, we'll do this the OnlyFans principle, where I told a lot of those esteemed people of society that I'm not your bank, so I don't invest in them. The same thing can be said about you. I'm not your counselor. I'm easy to talk to and all that jazz, but I'm not your counselor. Because I know, like, some people will sit here, they'll pull out mental health in a minute. That's their crutch. They'll go ahead and they'll rest on that stuff, and they'll be like, oh, no, you gotta go by me, you gotta give me 10 positives for every flaw. I said, screw you. There's your 10 positives. The hell with you. You know how many people are walking around through life nowadays? Billions upon billions. Just like the McDonald's slogan. And the truth is like, with billions upon billions, everything is a micro trigger, a problem, a crisis, and one way or another, it's not getting resolved, but it could get resolved if idiots would just go ahead and just think this stuff through and wonder if this is really worth it. You can't just throw your weight around on people. There are other people holding all sorts of baggage and stuff like that. You need to check where your baggage come from, and 9 times out of 10, it's you. It's not other people. You know what I mean? I check my baggage a lot. Like, I have to keep going. I have to keep running stuff. I can't have a bad day. When you're a business owner and you got LLC next to your name, that means something. When you got, like, ideas of where you need to go at and stuff, and you got, like, what your investments are, what your return on interest is, how things are supposed to work out for you, that's a little bit more important than, say, like, the time where mommy never hugged you, or the time where, daddy ignored a few things. If I could go through a whole mile and tell you some of the stuff that I've had dealing with my parents, but the thing about it is my parents were good parents, and they only did the best of what they could. But they couldn't fight all the battles for me and stuff. The rest was all up to Jay, and I did a pretty damn good job. Dare I say it. But I get tired. Because I also deal with people out here who once again think that somebody owes them something. Even as I've done all these J360 shows, I don't owe anybody a damn thing. Because I did all that stuff on my volition. Now I give my thank yous to those who contribute. And I show my respect that way. But anytime like this is a show made for people who I would like to go ahead and interview. Because it helps them and it helps me. And then not to mention, I'm enriching the community a little bit. But there are people in the community that don't want to play ball. Well, you can go out there with that one idiot that I really detest. The one girl who goes ahead, yeah, she's talented, but she's slime too. Because here's the thing, this is what she does. Oh, she'll go and promote Karin Zarell's show, or she'll go and promote anybody else's show, but she wasn't promoting my show. My show was the first show that gave her a shot. That's scumbag. To the T. And once again, as I say that, eventually I would like to reach out to that young woman and tell her what a piece of shit she is. But the truth is, I'm showing it my own way because the show goes on. That's how you got to look at it. And you got to look at it to the same point with all those other people that were on the show and they failed and, the opportunity was taken from them because guess what? They didn't care about it. Or they did some scumbag stuff. And I'm like, I'm not over here breeding scumbags and stuff. There are moments where I don't tell you what you like to hear, but there are moments where you need to hear it. There are moments where you could be a better person about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing when Al tells me certain things. When he knows that I need to hear it, he'll tell me about it and I'll hear him. That's the most important thing. But I'm tired of all the crying and the whining in the world, man. The stupid requests that come out of nowhere. The rules are right there. And I can't say that it's, naivete and all that kind of stuff, because it's not. We're all grown. Think about it. But I don't want to dive too much into that. I know you got your schedule right now. So you got the MiniBytes happening here. You got the J-Man show happening tomorrow. And then, of course, it's Jams Week, baby. You got J360 Jams 65 happening on Friday. And then, of course, you also have the real PowerPlay 21 happening on Sunday. We got it right this time. It'll be fine. And that's all you got to deal with that. So that'll be your schedule this time. But I like to say, I love the fans. I love the Jam fam. And I respect a lot of the people that I meet. But there are a bunch of people out here that I will never ever talk to again. Will never ever give the time of day. And I just tell them, you know what? Take your problems and shove it. But anyway, J-Man's got to go. So I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? Peace.
J360 TV.